Shalom, shalom. I want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? It's New Wine Congregation. It's Brother Yah,
Brother Nehemiah.
right? So we about to get into it today, man. So is Matthew 24 unfolding before our eyes, right? Is it before our eyes, right? What are we talking about when we're talking about it? Let's go to it, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 20. But before we go to the book of Matthew chapter 24, we got to get the precepts, the opening precepts. Let's get some opening precepts. And then we're gonna go to we go to this one right here in Revelation. All right, Revelation chapter 1 and verse number 3. It says, "Blessed is he that readeth and they that hear the words of this prophecies," right? "And keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." Right? And that very time is the end times, right? The coming of Yahweh Shai, right? So, like it said in the scripture, Matthew 4:17 says, "Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand," right? That time. So it says, "Blessed that he that readeth," and it says that, "and they that hear the words of this prophecy," right? When it says hear, it means to understand, right? So, what prophecy we talking about? It's prophecy all throughout the Bible, right? But we're gonna keen on to what we on the topic, right? So we're going to go to Matthew chapter 24, right? And we're going to read verse 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount Olive, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, "Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" Right? So, boom, we're going to stop right there. Right? We're going to bring out a couple of things that's just been going on, and we're going to see what's going on in the earth. Is this relatable? Is this showing? Is Matthew chapter 24 really revealing? I mean, is the world is the end is what we're seeing right now revealing that we're living in the times of Matthew chapter 24? Right? Is it unfolding before our eyes? Right. So let's get to some stuff. Man, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on, man. It's madness. All right. And just to show y'all this real quick, this is pure madness right here. It says face, and this we not gonna go into this, but I just want y'all to see like the stuff that's going on in these times. Face of Jesus unveiled by AI using a shroud of Turin. It is madness. Can we go to let's look at this man hair off real. Right. When you read Revelation chapter 1, verse 14 on down, this is not the guy, but that's a whole different conversation right there. But that's pure madness. All right. So let's stick to the top. But that's crazy though. All right. Let's go here. So it says this: Canadian railway work stoppage begins. Threatens U.S. supply chains. Canadian National Railways in Canada, Canadian Pacific Kansas City announced the lockout of their Canadian workers on Thursday after failed labor talks, resulting in a shutdown of their rail networks in the country. The decision confirmed by the Teamsters union, representing close to 10,000 workers at the companies, sets the stage for an unprecedented rail stoppage that could badly damage the Canadian economy and have a significant effect on cross-border trade with the United States, right? So it says Canada is the world's second largest country by area and relies heavily on rail transport. The stoppage is set to cripple shipments of grain, potash, and coal, while also slowing the transport of petroleum products, chemicals, and autos. Right. So you can have you're gonna have a if this thing actually continues to go in this direction, right, you're gonna have basically a shortage of grain. It's gonna be shortage of coal. And it's gonna be shortage of potash. Well, potash. Let me see potash. Honestly, I don't know what potash is. Potash. Let's see what that is real fast. So it's basically like a from what I'm seeing, it's a I guess oh, it's like a fertilizer for plants. So you have that. So boom. But the point of you reading that out is, again, you're gonna have an increase. Now, grain is something that's in what we eat, consume. So there could be a shortage in things that's on whatever, like a lot of foods. Let me see foods that come from grain. You gotta look at this on a bigger scale. Let's see what we have here. So these are different foods that come from grain. You got bread, you got pasta, you got breakfast cereals, you got grits, you got tortillas. So it's right here. If for the people so y'all can see. So these are different things that basically they use grain. So you gotta imagine, right? If there's a shortage on grain, that means there's going to be a increase of price on bread, which is shortage on bread, shortage on pasta, shortage on breakfast cereal, shortage on grits, and shortage on tortillas. Right? It's going to cause hyperinflation. And look, and imagine how many people you know rely on bread, pasta, grits, tortillas, breakfast cereal. Right? So this is going to affect people in their homes. It's going to affect people in eating, in the aspect. It says, we're gonna go back to the thing. It says industry groups had urged Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Liberal government to prevent the stoppage, noting Canada's railways transport around 277 billion worth of goods annually. U.S. Railroad Union Pacific said on Tuesday a stoppage will halt the movement of 2,500 rail cars across the border daily. So imagine that. Each day that passes by, that's thousands. And two days pass by, that's 5,000 rail cars that has not delivered whatever goods that it's have. 4 days, that's 10,000. So if you do the math, thousands upon thousands of these rail cars just going to be sitting back. It says the Canadian and the U.S. economies are highly integrated. Rail transport accounted for 14% of total bilateral trade of 382.4 billion between the countries for the first half of the year, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation. Right, so this is a pretty big deal, right? So if they don't get this thing going, you're gonna see a lot of people are gonna be affected by this, right? And then we also didn't even touch on also talked about petroleum and its coal as well, right? We know petroleum that's going into your to your gas, right? So gas price should go up, right? Now let's keep going, right? This is madness. This is pure madness. All right, now let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. But it's a lot of different things on this what we're using this end time headline. But there's a lot of different subjects and things that they do have on here. But I want to harp on this right quick. This is more important. Right. So it says Thailand detects first suspected case of dangerous mpox strain in European traveler. Right. So now we want to touch on this because we've been following we've been following this disease, this pestilence for some time now. Right. When it first came out, right, we kind of mentioned about the mpox, right? Then it spread. Then it spread to I want to say Europe. Right now it's in another place. So at one point in time, then you had the WHO getting involved. Like it's been a process, but the ball has been constantly rolling with this this one pestilence in particular. So we're gonna read this. It says Thailand has reported a suspected first case of new, more dangerous strand of mpox in a European traveler. So this disease, if you're not following this thing is literally growing around the world, right? What it says, the patient of a 66-year-old man who arrived from an unnamed African country on 14th of August, right? That was just like last week probably. Is believed to be infected by the clade 1 variant, which is deadlier and more transmissible, and triggered a warning from the World Health Authority last week. The man had minimum contact with other people after he arrived in Thailand and sought medical attention the following day, authorities said. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy, but it's interesting. So he said he had minimal contact, but we don't know if that person that he got in contact with, they got infected, because it's more transmissible. I mean, it's easily more it's easily could be translated to somebody else, right? Now, and what's interesting about that, it literally reminds me of the movie Contagion. It's one person get it, then they round a few people, then they get it. So we just got to see. It says after he arrives from the flight, there is very little time frame where he comes into contact with others. So he was on a flight. So you got to imagine he on a flight. Who knows how many people was on a flight with this man, right? And it says in others, Tone Child, I can't even pronounce Kira, yeah, that right there. Head of Department of Disease Control told Reuters he arrived around 6 p.m. on the next day, August 15th August. He went to see the doctor at the hospital. Authorities are monitoring 43 individuals who may be in contact with the patient. So it could be for that, and you gotta think about this. These 43 individuals. Hold on. Let's keep reading. It says we have done a test and they definitely have mpox, and it's definitely not clade 2. Mr. Thongchild was quoted as saying by AFP. We are convinced the person has the clade 1 variant, but we have to wait to see the final result in the lab for 2 more days. Thailand previously detected 100 cases of clade 2 variant, but not any of the clade 1 or clade 1B. So the clade 1, that is more that's the more dangerous of variation of this pestilence. So the clade 1 is the one that is supposed to this old man might have at the moment in time. But the point is, why you bring this out is because this disease, right, this pestilence is starting to travel across the world. So let's go to and we can just show impulse. You got to kind of get into these things, right? So let's see which one. It's so many on here. But let's go to this one right quick. So it says updates on mpox outbreak. where it's been detected, and what to do if you get it. Right. So we just gonna go into what's been going on. So it says, right, it says a high-ranking World Health Organization official flatly said mpox is not the new C thing, but with the discovery of new cases outside Africa as an emerging strain, there appears more contagious. Concern about mpox is rising in the wake of the C thing pandemic that was caused about 15 million deaths. You know what I'm saying? On Thursday, right, we just read this out with another article. It says officials in Thailand confirmed an mpox infection was from the clade 1. Oh, so they just confirmed they confirmed. So the dude did have the clade 1. He had clade 1B. He didn't have clade 1 variant that is driving a growing epidemic in the Democratic Republic of Congo. This new strain has spread to at least 12 nations in Africa, one in Europe and another in Asia. Thailand is the second country outside of Africa that has been confirmed a new case of the variant. More than 17,000 cases and 517 deaths has been reported this year in 13 African countries. Wow, and I didn't even know that this thing is actually killing people. It says more than 95% of those cases and deaths occurred in Congo, right? So what you have is an influx or increase of this disease right now. Now, all this reverting back to the Bible, right? We go back to the Bible and say, well, how does all this talk of pestilence and disease, how does this relate to the Bible? How does it relate to is Matthew 24 unfolding for our eyes? Well, let's see. Right now, when we go to there, right, well, we can just keep reading. It says, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many." Right? But when you look at it, there have been people out there right now in 2024 claiming themselves to be the Messiah. There's literally a man that calls himself Yah Jew that travels from city to city, talking from brothers all over the United States and claiming himself to be the Messiah. And he actually has followers. Right? That's one part of Matthew chapter 24 actually affording from our eyes. Not only that, but you do have accounts of not only just him, he's just one person, but there have been multiple accounts of men across the world, claiming to be the Messiah and actually having followers, right? So that's one part of Matthew chapter 24 unfolding from our eyes. Let's keep going. For a nation, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but it is not yet. We're hearing rumors of wars, right? It's constantly hearing that all the time. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. You got war in Ukraine, right? Russia and Ukraine going at it. You got Israel, Hezbollah, Gaza going at it, right? But it's going to be even more kicking up. So that's a portion of that in particular of for a nation shall rise against nation. There's a portion of that unfolding, right? That is a portion of it. But as time goes on, you're gonna see an increase of that. It's gonna be like war dang near all across the world, right? Which would be World War III, right? And it says there shall be famines, right? There are just because you're not seeing it in your present town, but there are places that has been struck with famine, right? And it says in pestilence, right? And that's what I want to hop on right now. It's pestilence. And pestilence is a disease. But right now you have an increase of disease spreading across the world, right? And if this impulse thing continues to grow and it continues to fester, you're going to really see this thing unfolding before your eyes, right? So we got to realize when you see all these different things playing out, that's showing us that Matthew chapter 24 is unfolding before our eyes, right? It says earthquakes in diverse places, right? If you start to look at how many earthquakes there have been in this year alone, And not only how many earthquakes has been this year long, but where they've been coming up, where they've been appearing. Because see, you want to pay attention to where it says in diverse places. Because there's some places that always have earthquakes. It's nothing new. But now you're having earthquakes in diverse places. It was an earthquake in Georgia at one point in time. Earthquake don't been in Georgia. It was an earthquake in Philly at one point in time. Earthquake don't really happen in Philly. So you're having, when you see these things actually playing out as the Bible said what will play out, that's that prophecy actually unfolding before your eyes. That's what we say, unfolding. Unfolding. So we get that definition. Unfolding. Oh, I like this. Unfolding. To open or to spread out something that has been folded. If a situation or a story unfolds, it develops or becomes clear to other people, right? So I want to harp on that, to become clear. So it's becoming clearer and clearer that we're living in the last days, right? That's what's going on. It's becoming more clear as we see things unfold before our eyes, right? Things continue to happen. It's become clearer that we're living in the last days. But you got it, King.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I just seen it on my phone. It was another earthquake just happening in a county, and then one just happened in I think in Georgia again recently the other day. So when
Yeah.
you're seeing all these things happening, man, you can see that the Messiah words, Yahushua words is true. Everything that's spoken of him, even what he spoke, is still coming to pass even to this very day. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of things that's still gonna have to come to pass. You know, you got Jacob's trouble that's on the rise. You know, you got time persecution that's coming. Then you got the biggest prophecy in the Bible, which is the second coming of the Messiah. You know,
Huh.
and you got all these Christians. They're trying to anticipate and stay on the alert. You know, they out here watching what's that Edomite name? The one that be up to date on that little war jump.
Oh yeah. Steve.
You know, Steve, he on it.
He around. Yeah, he be
You
on
know,
it.
I be seeing on these little, I don't know why these Christian videos, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why they keep popping up on my TV, but I be seeing them drop like videos every single day, you know? And there's people in the truth, man, we can't get slothful. You can't get lukewarm, you know what I'm saying? Things
Huh.
like brother always say every Thursday, things might speed up, some things might slow back down. But it all operates off of what? Can I get that on? Let me get a quick precept and I'm gonna talk about it. Let me get that in second Ezra,
Huh.
chapter 14,
Huh.
verse 10.
Before you get there, I want to just back up what you said so we can, like, we're saying stuff and we're also going to show you our sources.
That's right.
So like the brother just said, there's literally was an earthquake in southeast Georgia. This is rare.
Yeah.
Overnight earthquake reported in southeast Georgia. The earthquake was reported in southeast Georgia overnight, according to the United States Geological Survey. The 2.4 magnitude quake happened near Hagen, which is 18 miles from Statesboro. Like this real deal. But
That's right.
which one, King?
Let me get second Ezra, chapter
Mm-hmm.
14, verse 11, verse through 12. Yeah, 11 through 12.
14:11. It says, it's the book of Second Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 11. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part.
So that's why we always tell people, man, like the world is coming to an end. And when we say world, people think that we're saying like the whole world is going to pass away. No, it's talking about one kingdom is going to fall and another one's coming right up after that. And that's going into, guess what? Esau kingdom, the so-called white man kingdom, is falling every day. It's falling right before your eyes, whether you want to believe it or not. And guess what? Like it says in Daniel 2, verse 44, the Most High is setting up a kingdom right before these kings' eyes. Who's the kings? These prime ministers, these presidents, these dang dictators. The Lord sending up His kingdom right before their eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we tell people all the time, man. You got to be occupying yourself in prophecy, because that's what the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? Bless the man that readeth. You gotta be watching. Cause like we said, if you're not watching, you're gonna get caught off guard. But I'm gonna toss it back to the brother.
And I want to add with that though, you know what I mean? You can imagine that during the time of Ezra, right? This was like over 1,000 years ago. It was basically 10:30 on the clock. So it says, and their remainder is after half of a 10 part. So if that was the time then, imagine what time it is on the clock right now. How much time do you really think that we got left here? Right? And I want to bring out a precept that you brought out, just so people understand what we talking about. Like, it's not talking about the end of the world as you know it. It's talking about the end of Esau's world. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So you got to understand that his world is coming to an end. His kingdom is coming to an end. But the kingdom of the Israelites, that's coming. That's what it means when it says that Jacob is the beginning that followed. That's the kingdom of the Israelites, right? And that's why it's so imperative we tell our people Matthew 4:17, right? And various other precepts that repent because the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? We tell our people repent. I mean, change your ways, convert of how you living, right? But we're looking at prophecy unfold before our eyes, right? But what you got from King?
Con, and then I seen a couple of food. I think I seen a couple things on the news about some things happening in the cucumbers, man.
Cucumbers.
Yeah, it's something going on with the cucumbers. They got recalls on that. You know, a whole lot of ice. Cause when you was talking about that with the grain, I was thinking about that cucumber situation that happened recently.
Dang. So hold on. I want to get this. No, you go ahead. You said cucumbers?
Yeah, it was like a cucumber situation. Let me see if I can. It was like a cucumber situation.
I want to get another. But we had I want to get the Love of Many Waxing Cold too.
Oh yeah, yeah, you definitely gotta talk about that. Yeah, right here. Yeah, it says cucumbers linked to Can we use this word?
What? I can't see.
Something Manila outbreak in 31 states.
Salmonella?
Yeah, can we use that word?
Oh, you can.
Okay, so I got a screenshot from a couple of days ago. It was like cucumbers linked to salmonella outbreak in 31 states, including dozens.
Let me see if I can pull that up.
Okay,
It says cucumber. Cucumber. That's crazy. Salmonella?
Yeah, salmonella.
That's crazy.
Hey, that can get you sick too.
Right. Yeah. Salmonella can kill you.
Right.
Dang, see that? But and I want to again, I want to harp on, is Matthew chapter 24 unfolding for our eyes? Read what the brothers again. I'm reading Matthew 24:17, and there shall be famines and pestilence. What we're reading right now about this cucumber thing, this is a form of pestilence. Right? Let me show the screen. Okay. Right, there we go. Hold on, I gotta get this charger for this laptop. Okay, so let's get to this. It says cucumbers are recalled in 31 states following massive salmonella outbreak. So we just gotta just be 100. So you got a massive salmonella outbreak. You still got the sea thing going on. You got the bird flu. Now you got the mpox. So it's like, man, and these just a few of the diseases that we talking about, right? It says planning on running to the grocery run to grab ingredients for one of those insanely viral cucumber of the day recipes. Well, you might want to toss your keys back on the counter because we got some bad news. The Center of Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, just announced a massive recall on cucumbers due to salmonella outbreak. In the food safety alert published by the CDC August 14th, the organization confirmed that the recall is in effect in 31 states, and it says in the District of Columbia, their map shows all the affected states. We've listed them below too. The outbreak has already been leaked to 449 illnesses and 127 hospitalizations. It says from testing conducted by the CDC, it appears the strain of salmonella was traced back to untreated canal water used by a grower in Florida. Check that out. Wow. And these are all the cities. We're going to just go through. These are all the states that salmonella outbreaks is happening at. Alabama. And it's 50 states. It's 50 states in the United States. So 31. So that's over half of the states of the United States are being affected with salmonella. Alabama, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Washington, D.C., Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana. I ain't gonna read all the names, but you see the names here, man. Texas, Tennessee, right? Hey, man, this thing is crazy. But it's crazy, but this the Bible holding true to His word. It said in the last days that these things will happen. It said that it will be pestilence. It said that it will be nation rise against nation. We're seeing these things before our eyes. Right? So boom. I'm glad you brought that out, King. But I wanted to get this
Most High.
It's a thing I want to see about us another account of the mpox, but I don't know if they got it said, remember I sent you something. It says Wayne County. But they trying to keep that on low, I guess. I don't know, where is Wayne County? So boom, this wait, where is one? Let's get where is Wayne County really fast. So that way we can Okay, that's what I want to make sure of what I was saying. So for our brothers and sisters to understand what we're saying, this is where Wayne County is. This is Detroit. This is Detroit area. Wayne County. Right? So in the news, it only told you about China, Europe, and Africa. But they did not tell you about what happened in Wayne County. So this kind of like the inside scoop, man. It says we found the actual source on that too. It says an adult from Wayne County has mpox. Local and state health officials said in the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention is conducting tests and determine whether the infection is from clade 1 variant of the virus. That the form of the virus appears to cause more severe illness and has a higher rate of death than the clade 2 strain that caused international outbreaks. So we was having a conversation just earlier about how this disease is spreading. It's now here in the United States. Right now. Detroit is a part of the United States. But they didn't put that out there. They probably won't try to put that out there. But here you have, this is the article showing you that, man, this disease is literally spreading. Right? So when we talk about pestilence back here in Matthew chapter 24, because this is also saying that this disease it said it's more deadlier, right? It's more transmissible. So that means it can spread more and it can kill more people, right? So now, Lord, he could speed things up and it get more deadlier and more deadlier, or he could slow it down. But right now, what we're doing is we're watching the times, we're seeing what's going on, we're watching the things that's going on in the earth, we're watching this disease, we're seeing how it's spreading from Africa to Europe to Taiwan. Now it's in the Detroit area. All right. Can't make this stuff up. This is what we got it off of right here. This is the source. And you can look it up. Mpox, Wayne County. So it has touched down in the United States as of now. Right? Now, what strand it is, we're not sure. But there has been somebody that has been affected with it in the United States. And this just literally came out 26 minutes ago. So, boom. So, I encourage brothers and sisters to continue to watch, man. Continue to watch, man. And let's get some more stuff, man. So we're gonna take a turn on this thing because we wanna harp on something that we talk about sometimes, but we really don't. But I want to harp on like a couple of dang, hold up. Before I harp on that, I gotta get another one. I want to get something on I want to get on like the Love Mini Wax Code because there's been a lot of people that's just been dying, getting Before I get there, I did want to touch on this other thing we just was talking about. It says, I want to see if I can get this article. I want to see if I can get an article. Let me see if I get this article. If I can't find this article, but the article I'm going into, it was saying, I'm going to read y'all what I got here. It says, Disease X, Black Death, Plague, and Mpox added to new WHO watch list. Let me see if I can try like this. Black Death, Plague. Ooh. Added to watch list. Okay, hold on. Let me see we can get something on this. Okay, here it is. So there is an article on that, and it came out a week ago, right? So this is our source on this right quick. This is our source on here. So it says, dreaded Black Death, Plague, and Mpox added to new WHO watch list, along with 35 bugs that threaten the next pandemic. So again, when we're talking about pestilence, pestilence, and the Bible talking about pestilence, it's not just something light. You're gonna have different pestilence going on. So now we talking about the sea thing, we talking about bird flu, we talking about the Mpox. Now we're talking about something that they call Black Death Plague. Black Death Plague. And if y'all know too much about the Black Death Plague, that was something that hit the Europeans. I forgot what time period that was. But man, you just gotta look it up. It killed millions of them. Millions and millions of Europeans died from the Black Plague. It was insane. But that's how it's gonna be though. Like when the Lord get these pestilence when you start ramping them up, you're gonna have millions of people gonna perish. But that goes into I'm gonna go back here, but I want to get a scripture though. Go to Second Esdras 16, right? Go there. It says, I'm gonna go to the mighty Lord sending the plagues, and who is he that driveth them away? So we got to understand the plagues, that black death plague, and all the other stuff that's going on. It's the Lord that's sending them. The Lord is doing these things, right? But I want to jump down to verse 18. It says the beginning of sorrows in great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? This is the point. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a memory. So Lord say he's going to send that famine. He's going to send that plague. And here's the precept that I was reading for those that couldn't see it. This is the precept that I was reading. Make sure that my screen is showing up. This is the precept that I was reading, right? So the Lord say, behold, you know what I'm saying, famine and plague. Now when you go back here, look at this, man. You can't make this stuff up. Dreaded black death plague and impost added to new who watch this, along with 35 bugs that threaten the next pandemic. These people already know it's the next pandemic, but it's Jake that don't know. Jake out here saying just living it up like nothing's ever gonna go wrong. Whole time these people like, man, it's about. They said they already preparing themselves for another pandemic. They just don't know which one it's gonna be. Said scientists in their bid to predict and preempt the next sea-like pandemic have compiled a watch list that includes the 2,600-year-old Black Death and monkeypox, which is spreading rapidly in Central Africa. So these scientists, they're trying to predict. They're trying to be like us, but we got the most out outside. So we know we not it might be able to pinpoint which one gonna be the one, but we know that there's gonna be a pestilence. We know that there's gonna be great death and disease. We know these things because the Bible tells us, right? It says news.com has learned that the total of 37 diseases are now on the World Health Organization's radar. It says topping the newly added diseases is cholera. Cholera. So let's y'all probably never heard of that. Right? We got to get into it, man. It's another disease. They call this disease called cholera. Cholera. I think I spelled it right. All right, there it is. So this is another one that this is another disease, another pestilence that's coming out right now too, right? So it says cholera is a bacterial disease usually spread through contaminated water. Cholera causes severe diarrhea, dehydration. Left untreated, cholera can be fatal within hours, even in previous healthy people. So you could be a healthy person, right? And you could just by you being untreated within hours by this disease. This is our source right here. Right, this is our source. We're not making this up. This is our source right here. Right? Cholera. Right? This is our source right here. So boom. Now I want to go to cholera outbreaks. We'll go to cholera outbreaks so we can kind of keep track of this. Wow, okay, so boom. It says, all right, here we go. It says, who announces global resurgence of cholera cases in 2024? Right, this came out the 20th of June, right? It says the UN World Health Organization has announced a spike in cholera in several regions of the world, with almost 195,000 cases and over 1,900 deaths reported in 24 countries since the start of this year. So you got to keep your eyes open in these last days. When it's talking about pestilence, it's just not talking about this one thing. Don't just sit here and just wait on Esau to tell you when a pandemic is going on, or telling you when a pest is going on. You got to go out and search this thing out. So you don't want to turn a blind eye. When prophecy is literally unfolding before your eyes, you got to understand when this Bible says that prophecy is going to be unfolding, don't just look at, well, I don't see prophecy unfolding in America. You don't want to have a docile mind like that. The Lord is going to affect the whole entire world. He's going to bring famine to the world. He's going to bring pests to the world. That's why I was going to say race, nation run against nation. That involves the entire world, right? The entire world is going to feel this. See, when the Lord did his thing, and when he came and wreaked havoc on the Egyptians, that was just in Egypt. When he did it to the Babylonians, whatever place he did, but everybody's going to feel this thing. The whole world's about to feel this, right? Because it says Esau is the end of the world. So when Esau to end Esau's world, you gotta change the whole dynamic of the whole thing. Because you gotta understand, Esau, he just not in control of the United States. He got his hands at all different places around the world. So the Lord got to wreak havoc all across the board. And you got to also not only remember that, but you got Israelites scattered all over the world. So Lord, you got to wreak havoc all over. But I'm gonna keep reading though. We're gonna go back to our source and make sure we watching. Right. It says topping the newly added disease is cholera. The diarrheal illness contracted through contaminated food and water was registered. Dang, this number is higher on this one than it is on the last article that I read. But 247,071 times, resulting in 2,121 deaths as of January 2024. That's insane. It says its occurrence was mainly noted in Africa and Afghanistan. Right now, it kind of touches on the Black Death real quick. It says Black Death, otherwise known as the bubonic plague. I don't say I just brothers and sisters like just look that up, but this is definitely a real thing. It says it's best known for its effect on Europe between the years 1347 and 1351. That's 4 years. But this thing, when I say it went crazy, it was rampant. It said when it took lives of as many as 25 to 60% of the continent's population. So literally over half the population was affected. Could you imagine that? Over half, that means one out of two people got affected. 1 out of 2 people died. But that's the kind of thing you got to be looking at when it's talking about pestilence coming, right? It's going to affect more than just random people. Going to be affecting 1,000 people. But I'm going to jump down. It says, looking up. Oh, dang, man. It's another disease. It says Shigella, a third new entry on the WHO's list. It's an intestinal infection that leads to often bloody diarrhea. Oh my God. This bug is highly transmissible with microscopic stool traces capable of spreading the disease. This is, bro. It's a lot of stuff out there, man. There are a lot of peasants and it's all of the Most High. So I ain't gonna read this whole thing, but man, I suggest brothers and sisters, like, just look into it, man. Like, the Lord is literally putting out disease upon disease on this earth, and it's affecting millions of people. And it's only going to get worse. Cause we're again, it's Matthew chapter 24 involved. Cause we see the different nation rise against nation part. But how many times do people really talk? We see the earthquakes. We done seen parts of the famine. How many people been talking on the pestilence part? Right, that's what we want to cover today. Is the how like the pestilence. Not only that, but other things as well. But you got it, King.
That's right. And I'm gonna add on to what the brother was saying, because for all these things going on in the earth, you brothers and sisters that has sincere faith, you ain't got to worry about none of that, man. Like it says, and like the brother just dropped Psalms 91:10, how it talks about all these things gonna go on in the world, but none of that's gonna come near to you. So I'm gonna get a precept real quick. First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 61. Because guess what? When you seeing all these things going on, you don't need to be fearful. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know, yes, bombs are gonna hit this wicked kingdom, and Lord will that our families are accounted worthy to escape. That we're worthy to be accounted to escape, man. Because all these things are going to, yes, like the brothers bringing out, are going to. All this stuff is not gonna slack. You know what I'm saying? All these things are coming, man. All these things are coming to the whole world. Don't think just because you all the way somewhere on a remote island, like the Lord ain't sending plagues over there. Don't think just because you're not in Babylon the Great, like the Lord's not gonna send a plague over there, man. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. The hour of temptation is gonna come upon the whole world, not just wherever you at. But like that's where the Psalms 91:10 comes in hand. Let me get that first Maccabees chapter 2, verse 61.
Con. First Maccabees chapter 2, make sure my screen is showing. Okay, the screen is showing. First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 61. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
So it says that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. So if you put your trust in the Most High, like it says, it's impossible to please him without faith. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna run through the whole account of First Maccabees 2, verse 50 through 61, because it gave you a list of our forefathers. We don't come from Hamites. We don't descend from two Edomites. We come from Hebrew Israelites. We come from mighty men of the Lord. You know, you had Abraham. You know what I'm saying? He was faithful in temptation. You know? Let's talk about Joseph. When he got sold into Egypt. Phineas, he was zealous for the law. Joseph. Let's keep going. Joshua, Caleb, David, Elijah, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel. All these men called upon the name of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. They called upon these names. And like it says that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Shouldn't we magnify the same names? We're on the same earth these our mighty forefathers walked on. This is the same heavenly Father that's still sitting on the same throne as it was from the beginning of creation. Should you not put your trust in the same heavenly Father, the same Savior, Yahweh Shai, that's been there from the beginning, man? So I don't care what's going on in this world. You need to trust the Lord, man. Because if you don't trust the Lord, you don't got faith. And if you doubt, that's sin. But I'm going to toss it back to the brother.
Con, that's right. That's right, though, King. Con, that's right, though. And we get some more stuff before we close out, man. Like it just be a lot going on.
Did you touch on that love of many waxing cold?
No, we didn't. I want to touch on that.
That'd be a good
topic. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go back to and I'm gonna have to share my I'm gonna have to show it on my phone. But I want to share. I was gonna go through our messages. You know, our messages. We got some stuff on that, man. Touching on that, man. So I want to get a couple things that we kind of be touching on, like this person is going on to the love of many is waxing cold, right? So right here, what you have here, I'm gonna show y'all right here. It's a part of love of many waxing cold. Like Lord said, it would happen in the last days, right? So we're gonna touch on that. It says, man fatally shot his daughter and girlfriend, injured two others. Right? A woman is recovering in her home after getting shot twice in the back of the neck last weekend in a murder-suicide that took the lives of the 6-year-old girl, the girl's mother, and the girl's father. So basically, the dude, he ended up shooting his girl, he shot his daughter, then he ended up shooting himself. That's what ended up happening, right? So let's go to the Bible where we can see what we're talking about. All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 24 and verse number, it says 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So when you see that, you have things like this where you see a man, he goes and kills his own 6-year-old daughter and his woman, and then kills himself. Right? That's just one. But there's more. Right? There's more. It's more stuff out there. Let me get it. Right? It says, my boyfriend charged with murder of 6-year-old after stapling him to the wall, shooting him with BB gun. Right? So a mother right here. It's another one. These two different people. Right? And they're doing these things to children. Children. Right? It says a mom or boyfriend charged with murder of a 6-year-old. They stapled a kid to the wall and shot him with a BB gun. Like, it's just a wicked world we living in, man. But the Lord said in last days that iniquity shall abound. This is what it's talking about. And it's only gonna get worse. You got parents out here killing their children. It's a matter of time what they're gonna do to other people. So let me get another account. Like I said, it's so much. It's so much. Let me get another account. Let me get another account, man. Of the love of many waxing cold. Like I said, we have there's a couple things. Right, so here it is. Right, now this is all the Lord casting judgment. Right, this is another account. Another account. Right, it says 7-year-old was shot in head while sleeping in Detroit home during drive-by shooting. So you got a parent on, I don't know where that parent was. On one end, he done killed his girl and his daughter, then himself. One dude, he done killed one dude, the mama and the boyfriend. They in cahoots together. They done staked one they child to the damn wall, shot him with a BB gun. Then you got another child getting man, it's just man, it's actually really sad, man. And the disclosure we're gonna put out there, you know what I'm saying, salaki to those that's you know what I'm saying, that has weak stomachs, man. But these are the things that's going on in these last days, and it's a plethora of more things that's going on. But we got to touch on these heavy subjects, though. You know what I'm saying? We got to touch on the innocent dying, because that's what you're gonna have in these last days. You're gonna have it. That's why it says in Second Esdras, right here, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. Right? So these are evil acts to take harm to children and all these kind of things. Like, this is evil, but you gotta, the Lord said these things will happen last days. But it's gonna be on a higher, as time goes on, it's gonna be an increase of these type of things happening. To where it's gonna be dang near normal, right? So kind of like I said, those are really that's really one of the heavy topics to touch on. But I did want to kind of not go too much onto it, but I did want to bring up some instances where there is the love of it's showing the love of many is waxing cold in these last days. You had anything else, King?
Nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of things too in the news. Wish we had more time to go into it, but I did see a lot of things with the love of many wax of cold, man. People killing their children, which is like the craziest thing, man. But we know that's that just links up with prophecy, man.
Con. That's right, man. So, you know, and this is again, like the brother was saying though, like we bringing out things, you know what I'm saying, these different, like for the synopsis, we cover different diseases and pests that's befalling the world. We done cover, you know what I'm saying, different things with the with like love and many wax cold, touched on how it relates to prophecy and things like that. But with all that being said, it's nothing to be afraid of. You gotta have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua in these last days, man. Because things going to get worse. More and more things are going to happen, you know. And I do encourage brothers and sisters to keep track of the pestilence portion. Don't get caught up in because a lot of people they just think about like the war aspect and things like that, but don't miss out on the other parts of the prophecy. Like the brother said too, it's other things that's gonna be going on too. You got the persecution of the saints, Jacob's trouble. There's so many things that gotta play out. You know what I'm saying? So I just encourage brothers and sisters to hop more in prophecy. You know what I'm saying, and understand like that we are truly living in the last days. The Lord is really showing us signs, but we get close in precepts though.
Con, let me get all praise to the Most High for this. Another beautiful day to teach the Lord's prophecy on Thursday, man. With the brother, man. Let me get 1 Samuel. I'm gonna switch it up today. Let me get 1 Samuel chapter 12, verse number 22. Cause y'all brothers and sisters, y'all gotta stay on it, man. Stay on it, man. Gotta stay on it, man. And this is just a scripture to give brothers and sisters hope, man.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 12, verse 22. For the Lord will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because it have pleased the Lord to make you his people.
So all praise to the Most High and his son Yahushua that it pleased the Lord to make us his people. Can't nobody else in the world say that they're the Lord's people. We are the Lord's true people. We are the Hebrews of the Bible. We are the Israelites. So like it says in Ecclesiastes 12:13, your whole duty of you existing is to fear the Most High, have faith in his son, that he's going to come deliver us and be our king, and that we need to keep his commandments in these last days to the best of our ability. You might fall, but guess what? That's where that Proverbs 24:16 comes in hand. And 7 is completion. So I'll toss it back to the brother. All praise to the Most High.
Khan is right though. Khan is right. I want to get this precept. I want to say is it in I want to say it's in it's somewhere in second Esdras. Yeah, this is it right here. This second Esdras chapter 7 and verse 43. We get that second Esdras 7:43. It says, but the second Esdras 7:43, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, in the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So the day of doom is coming, right? Which is going to end this time period as we know it now, right? This season of this lifestyle, right? The day of doom is going to end. That's the day of the Lord. In the beginning of immortality, because that's going to be when the Israelites are going to be immortal. That's why I said the 1/3. It says the beginning of immortality, right? They're going to be immortal, wherein corruption is past. That means corruption, because at that time there's not going to be any corruption in the Israelites, right? So that's what we're looking forward to. Lord willing, that we receive the kingdom. Lord really receive immortality. Lord willing, you know what I'm saying. That's what we're hoping for through the Spirit. But with that, man, you know what I'm saying? I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And encourage brothers to continue to keep watching the prophecies and what's going on in the earth. And shalom.
Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame, sir.